Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. This is Kim from Expressions of the Universe, and we have a new moon coming in Pisces, so I have cards for every zodiac sign. And you know what? I think I'll just do them first. I do have our goddess card of the week. I also have some crystals, some new crystals to show you that I'm loving. And going to try these cards. So I've had these for a couple of months. I've been using them in my readings, doing like an astrological year wheel. And don't mind the mess, but it's Sunday and I'm dog tired. So, where was I? So people have been loving these, although they're great cards. I really love them, but some of the messages are a little ominous. They're astrological tarot cards. I really like them. Um, what's going on astrologically before I pull these? I'll shuffle them while I'm speaking. So, weekly wisdom for March 7th through the 13th. The new moon will come in actually this coming Saturday, but if I don't record this, then I'm missing out. So that's why I want to do your cards now. Pallas Athena, warrior goddess. Yeah, like this, my hair is a mess. She's moving into Pisces on March 9th, and she is bringing us courage on top of this new moon in Pisces. The sun is in Pisces. We're bringing on a lot of that water, emotional, dreamy, sometimes delusional, but often eye-opening energy. Um, so what's interesting too about Pallas Athene, she's providing us courage wherever she shows up in our charts. You can go to astro.com and put her in as a choice. I think Astro Theme, if you go to astrotheme.com, you can put in your birth data once you pull up the daily chart and then you can redraw it. And I think they automatically load Palace in there so you can find out, or you can get a chart from me. But I'm booked, which I'm so grateful for. Anyway, she's bringing us power and courage. She's a warrior, and I love that she's coming into Pisces because I feel like she's going to help open the eyes of a lot of people that are sleeping or under the guise of false information. Mercury will be squaring Mars, yeah, in the coming week. We have the equinox is coming March 20th or 21st, depending on where you are in the world. And I feel like there's going to be between, between the new moon on the 13th and the equinox on the 20th, 21st, I feel like there's going to be some civil unrest, truth coming out, having to discern between what's true, what's not true. We're going to be sliding back into the beginning of January. So things that came out at the beginning of January, we're going to hear more information about that. Mercury is going to also be moving into Pisces on March 15th. So right after this new moon and finally out of her shadow. And so I think a lot of things were hidden could come out. Definitely social, humanitarian unrest, civil liberties keeps coming to mind, civil liberties being taken away or, discarded. So there's going to be a lot of that, especially between now and June. Um, the energy is actually better, but I think we're going to have some shocking news, and I keep saying that, but that's what I'm seeing with, these squares. I know Venus is going to be trining the sun and the moon, so that's going to be pretty pleasant on March 13th. So I think it's going to be a beautiful, dreamy moon. Pay attention to your dreams. Super heightened intuition for all of us. You may want to keep a dream journal at this time. I want to. I want to remember my dreams because I'm very, very lucid in my dreams. But then when my animals come to wake me up, it goes right out the window because they want, it's really the cat. The dogs are great. They're very patient. But when my cat wants me to get up and get her a drink or feed her, she's relentless. All right, so I'm going to pull the cards and then I'll get into the goddess of the week, these crystals that I have chosen. And I really kind of wanted to talk about Pallas Athena and how she affects each sign um, and each house, but I guess that's a lot. And I'm tired. I want to take a nap. All right, I'm just going to, wherever I stop, that's where I'm pulling from, right from the top. All right, glasses help. The lighting is so great. Otherwise, I would have waited until later to do this, but the lighting is really fantastic right now. And so let's do it. Aries, sun signs, rising signs, and moons. And you all want to pay attention to your sun sign, your rising sign, your moon sign. So this way, maybe you'll get up to 3 cards, depending on some people have doubles. All right, so Aries. Aries, the new moon will be in the second house of values and the things that you own and the things that are worth. And that's part of my weekly wisdom at the end. So, but this is talking about the 6th house. You're getting the cautionary card of the 6th house, your daily routines, your health, your work. This is talking about Mercury is in there with Virgo. And so I'm thinking you better watch what you say. And yeah, there's like wild hyenas coming out. The queen is um, commanding. Oh, commanding. Hold on a second. All right, where was I? Sorry, my daughter called and I never get to talk to her, so I had to. But anyway, it gave me time to think about this card for the Aries sun signs, rising signs, and moons. Being that the new moon, Aries will be in the second house because Pisces is in the first house. It's going to be about your money, the things you value, the things you own. So there's a caution with that. And that's my message for the Aries suns, risings, and moons. I'm sorry about that. To you, it just seems like a little blip, but I had to pause you for like 15 minutes. All right, Taurus, suns, risings, and moons. You have speculation, and it's the 4th house. So that would be about your home, speculation. Are you contemplating moving? Are you contemplating redecorating? This would be like Cancerian energy. It's intuition. It's Jupiter, so it's expansion, making things bigger. I think sprucing things up. And now the sun is coming around to the front, so we're getting the glare on this. But what does speculation mean to you, Taurus? And thinking about, I think, thinking of the future come July, the summertime, Cancer season. Geminis, you have the 3rd house, which is your ruling house, Gemini. So communication, technology, day trips. This is bluff. It's Jupiter and it's Gemini. So this is really picking up a lot of that Mercury energy, even though it is a Jupiter card. This is bigger, better, more. What are you bluffing about? Geminis, are you lying about something? I know that I'm not, but it's like calling your bluff. What are you bluffing about? Just know that with this new moon in Pisces, anybody that's lying could get caught, will get called out on it. So, Geminis, um, watch that tongue, stand in integrity. Cancers, this is the 12th house of karma. It's vision. It has to do with the sun, and it's Pisces. So, sister water sign. I see, um, I was going to say this looks like a coyote, and I'm not wearing my glasses. So, coyote is the trickster. This is karma. What is coming back to bite you in the ass, Cancers? I'm a Cancer rising, so I don't like that. Um, use your intuition, use your vision to foresee anybody in your midst that is trying to pull the wool over your eyes. Leo, we have the second house of value and money and the things that you own. Um, Leo, though, backing up, um, Aries is in the second house, Taurus is in the third house, Gemini is in the fourth house, and Cancer's in the fifth, Leo in the sixth. So it has to do with work. But this is also work and the things that you value. And I know I just probably seemed like I screwed that whole thing up. I'm going to have to do a little recap. But this is talking about romance. So Leo's workplace romance, romance over the things that you value, or putting more value into romance and your heart and love. This is the planet of Venus, and it is Taurus energy. So this is the pleasure of the senses for the Leos. Stop stressing about the small stuff and start enjoying yourselves for a change. And when I said I want to do a little recap, so we had Cancer. Now, Cancer is going to be in the fifth house for this new moon, although this is 12th house karma. So, are you playing around so much, Cancers, that karma comes and bites you in the ass? Geminis, what are you bluffing about when it comes to your home and your nest, the plate, your family? So, this could even be lying to your family. And Taurus is, so you'll be in the third house of communication, technology, day trips, and this is speculation. So I think for Taurus is you're looking forward to a little vacation. All right, so we're all caught up. Now I'm going to go to Virgo. Virgo is going to be in the seventh house for this new moon. It will be opposing the first house, opposing Pisces. So this is about your relationships, business, romantic, and otherwise. And your card is about communication, third house, and it talks about adaptability. It's the moon, and it's Gemini. This is talking about two faces. This is two ideologies, two different streams of information coming through. Um, Interesting because I think that this is Cali up in the top, with the multiple arms. So kind of like destruction. Virgos, you need to be a little more flexible, especially when it comes to your communication style. Overthinking is definitely going to be a theme, and it has to do with your relationships and the people in it. The moon is what secrets are you keeping from people? So that's what I'm getting for the Virgos. Okay, so Libra, you'll be in the eighth house. This is death, endings, new beginnings, transformation, other people's money, taxes, loans, money that you owe to other people. And this is fifth house. So that would be our play, our joy, our happiness, children, romance, creativity. And this is talking about generosity. Um, it's Saturn, so that's a restrictor, and it's Leo. So interesting. what this is saying to me, are you giving away other people's money that doesn't belong to you? You're being generous with someone else's resources. That's kind of what I'm picking up for the Libras. Just watch that whatever it is that you're giving away, that you yourself own it. Um, but yes, this is a dusting of like taking somebody under your wing and offering them some humanitarian generosity. That's what I feel like for the Libras. There is a caution there, like I said, to make sure that the resources you're giving away do belong to you, even resources of time, not just money and tangible things. Make sure you're not making promises for somebody else. All right, Scorpio. So, Scorpio, you're in the ninth house of expansion, spirituality, higher education, learning something new, also foreign travel, foreign people. And your card is the ninth house. So that's interesting. And it's Mercury. So it's all about communication and it's discovery with Sagittarius. So this is giving you a green light go for some adventure, finally getting away, going and exploring the world if you can. Um, I do see a trip near water for a lot of you, somewhere foreign. So it may not even be a foreign country considering pandemic reasons, but it could be something that a place you've never gone to. It's time for you to bust out and get away. Little mini getaway. I love that. Learn something new about a place that you've never been to before, like even educating yourself, or learn something new about a new culture. All right, Sagittarius, you'll be in the 10th house. So, big highlight on career, your status in the world, kind of like what you do, what you're supposed to be doing. Is it your purpose? Um, but it's also what you're known for in this world, Sagittarians. And so you're getting the 8th house. So this is other people's resources. This is an ending coming to something so that something new can begin. Oh, she smells terrible. I wonder if that's part of what this is. Um, Sorry, I'm going to pause this. All right, where were we, Sages? The dogs are barking. It's real life. All right, so this talks about extremism. So with this being in the 8th house, um, there could be some arguments. I'm feeling like there is miscommunication here. It's Scorpio energy, contracts, legal issues, paperwork, agreements. Definitely some sort of an upset coming to you with this Pisces moon. So I would be really careful about any contracts you're signing at this time, especially with the different squares, Saturn, Uranus, the squaring of the nodes, also Mars and Mercury, especially with this being a Mercury card. So you can see there's a couple, they're fighting. Things are not going so well. We have a raven in the background talking about mysticism, something of the underworld. Um, 8th house is death, endings, new beginnings, transformation. I just feel it's like we're also talking about loans and other people's money. So be careful about what you're doing with other people's resources as well. So sorry, Sag. Um, and that would have an effect on your 10th house, your status in the world, who you are, what you show yourself to be, what other people know you by. That could be changing. All right, Capricorns, 11th house. So this is your social circles, the people in the outside world, your friends, your acquaintances, the public, so to speak. Okay. And this is ninth house. So expanding your social circles, expanding the people that you know, expanding to new, more, more, what's the word I'm looking for? Um, more acquaintances that are, oh, more like-minded acquaintances. Thank you. Couldn't think of that. So we have the sun here, Sagittarius enthusiasm. So this is really good for the Capricorns. This would be you getting out, out and about, meeting some new people, expanding your social circle, aligning with the right people. You may have to weed out some people that you're just not resonating with. You don't feel like you belong with. Stop trying to fit a square peg into a round hole, so to speak. Be with the people that you belong with. And that is for Capricorns. Then we have Aquarius, so you will be the 12th house. Aquarius, there is a little karma coming down the pike because Saturn will be squaring Uranus. We do have Saturn and Jupiter in Aquarius. A lot of the planets are moving out of Aquarius and into Pisces. We are still in an uprising socially. Humanity is still changing. And so I think, like that's where that karmic piece comes in. I feel like a lot of the energy is going to point back to the beginning of the year, the beginning of January, also the beginning of February. There's going to be like a culmination, like some things coming full circle. And so this is fifth house about play, pleasure, joy, children, romance, creativity. The moon is represented here, and so is Leo. And it talks about appreciation. And when I see this, I feel as though it's time for the Aquarians to have a grateful heart and have an attitude of gratitude for everything you have in this moment. Think about kindness and compassion and the beauty of everything that is already around you, and just be appreciative of that. This is really about trying to tap into your emotions for a change. I know Aquarians can be very detached from their emotions. They think that they're emotional, but that's the key word, think. Air signs, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libras are very good at thinking about emotions, but do we ever actually really allow ourselves to feel it? So that's what this card I feel is really about. And then Pisces, so the new moon and the sun will be in the first house. The sun will be coming up just over the horizon at the time of the new moon, so it's really beautiful. And so it's all about yourself, honoring yourself, your self-worth, coming up with a new self-image, and maybe, like a little revamp for yourself. But it really all comes down to the love for the self, Pisces, suns, risings, and moons, because nobody else in this world will appreciate you unless you appreciate yourselves. And so this is 11th house, and this is talking about your friends and your social circles, the people that are supposedly close to you. It's Aquarian energy, and the moon is here. So that's really interesting. Um, because what I'm feeling like here is the Pisces need to detach themselves emotionally from the drama in their social circles, the drama in their life. Pisces give to everybody. They very rarely give to themselves. This is a time on this new moon for you to start to detach emotionally from getting embroiled in other people's business. Act like the Aquarian. All right. So I know a lot of Pisces have Aquarian friends and that they're very close with each other. So take some cues from your Aquarian buddies. That's what I have for you for the cards. My crystals for this week. And I didn't pull a crystal card, but I got some fantastic crystals. And I don't know if I showed these to you or not yet. But this is green cat's eye. And you could just see, if you've ever seen like brown cat's eye, Um, like the eye of the gem follows you around. And I don't even think it's showing up here on the camera as beautiful as it is. But this is definitely heart healing. Cat's eye is protective. It clears our aura. It puts up a shield around us so that nobody can bust through, which I love. And I've been keeping this with me. Oh my gosh, I'm mesmerized by it. It's really a great scrying stone, which is good for meditation. Um, and it amplifies our intuition. And I got this at my friend's shop that I work at a couple times a month. So I'll give you some more information on that during the week with really good picture. And then she had some beautiful blue lace agate, and I know I show blue lace agate all of the time. Um, it's so pretty, and it's raw on one side and polished on the other. And I was thinking about wrapping this piece, maybe for a necklace, even this one. I mean, they're gorgeous, and you could see like the little spirals in there. So this is for the throat chakra. It's also, it can be used for the third eye chakra, but it's for our ears and our throat, soothing, soothing energy, enabling us to listen and hear better, and also to speak softer and gentler and with courage. And of course, this boosts our heart chakra energy right there, right there. So that is what I want to use for the week. And then the goddess that I picked for this week. Um, all right, so it's the goddess of the sun, and she is an Aboriginal goddess down in the land down under. She's known by several names. Of course, all of these goddesses have so many names, but I was trying to look up the pronunciation, and I think it's Yai, but I've also heard in Asian cultures she's called Yi or Ti even. Um, and she kind of goes hand in hand with Demeter and the change of the seasons, because she is bringing back the light to at least the northern hemisphere. I mean, that's why I have all of this glorious sunlight. I love how just within a matter of weeks, everything has brightened up. I feel so much better. So she is a beautiful, beautiful sun goddess that helps everything grow and helps everything thrive and be alive. And she is the change of the season. She goes into hiding and goes to sleep when winter comes. So here in the northern hemisphere, we're getting ready to come into our spring. In the southern hemisphere, she's getting ready to go to sleep. And so I'll talk about both of these. Um, I don't know if I'll get the blog out today because I really, really want to relax and take a nap. And as far as Pallas Athena, I'll talk about her a little bit more. She's going to be in Pisces for quite some time, so maybe I'll explore her next week. But feel free to go ahead and try and look up where she is in your chart, either by going to astrotheme.com or astro.com. Either one of those I know will put Pallas in your birth chart for you. And if you have any problems, just reach out to me and ask me, and I'll see if I can figure out where it is for you. If you give me your birth data and I can find a minute or two, I can at least pinpoint what sign and what house she's in for you, and then you can always look up that information. So that's it. Happy new moon. Get ready, because I think the following week is going to be a little disruptive, just with, you know, some crazy stuff. People trying to repress other people, information coming out in the news. We're going to get some more information about, definitely, I think, the insurrection because looking at the aspects, they're going back to the same aspects from the beginning of January, the insurrection in the United States. Um, I think we're going to get some really revealing stuff around the world. Um, yeah. So social unrest, social injustice. Be prepared for it. But you know what? I think this is a really good time to disconnect. Oh, and before I have my little nugget of wisdom, and it's about the ego. So I wrote this down last week, but I didn't fit it in because um I didn't want to make this too long, but I have a quote from Wayne Dyer, and he says that the ego is edging God out, ego, edging God out, um, or the universe, or like whatever divinity that you look to. So he asks, "What is this ego?" And the ego says, "I am what I have. I am what I do. I am what other people think of me. I'm separate from everybody else. I am separate from what is missing in my life, and I'm separate from the universe." And that's what ego is. When we're equating ourselves and our self-worth with what other people think, or what we have, or what we do for a living, that's effed up because that is not that's not life. I mean, to me, and I think we all do go through that, period of time in our lives where those things are important. And then hopefully sooner rather than later, you realize how unimportant any of that crap is. As long as your basic needs are met and you're comfortable and you're happy, that's really all that matters. And number one, what other people think does not matter. What you do for a living, it doesn't matter because you're no better than anybody else. A janitor and a CEO are still both people and both demand the same exact respect. Um, you know, that's how I feel. So anyway, none of that's important. It really comes down to, are you a good person? Are you happy? Are you joyous? Are you loved by other people, like loved by your family? Do you love your family? The important things, like don't sweat the small stuff. Eckhart Tolle, he talks about the ego saying, you do not have to become good by trying to be good. You do not become good by trying to be good, but by finding the goodness that's already within you and allowing that goodness to emerge, being present and connecting with the divine that's within you. That's what that is all about. And yeah, so just be discerning with what you're feeding yourselves with in the media, with social media. Make sure it's good. Um, I, I really, I have to kind of stay off social media because I see a lot of posts and it's just like, ew, it's just ew, woe is me, let's have a pity party type of thing. And, if you make me laugh or you make me smile, then that's great. Um, and so, but like, I don't know. I know everybody's in a different place, but I don't think that we have to broadcast our woes because then we're putting that yuck out into the universe. Try and deal with your stuff, and clear that from your aura. Get yourself some cat's eye. It doesn't even have to be green cat's eye. Any kind of cat's eye will clear your aura. And work on yourself instead of spewing the anger out into the world. Unless, of course, it's funny sarcasm, you know, then that's another story. Anyway, I hope you have a great week. Happy new moon blessings. Make your new moon wish lists. Be sure to check out my other videos, subscribe to my channel. If you like this, show me some love, comment me, I will comment you back. And, check me out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and expressionsoftheuniverse.com. I'll be back with more weekly wisdom next week. Until then, if I can turn this off. Ciao.